Alright, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to a new year of fantasy. I know we've already done one video, but more of a preliminary, just getting everybody back on the same track with the rules. But football season's here. I know we all got to watch that. It was a great game last night, Thursday. I know everybody's excited to get back into watching football. But here first, I'm just going to go over to the draft, I want to say thank you, first of all, to everybody that was willing to push back the draft to 9 o'clock to help me out. I was working storm. I know a lot of y'all had to draft at work, or had to draft late, or had to push maybe something else aside to do it. But I appreciate it. Appreciate everybody getting their money in this year. We have everybody's money. Nobody owes nothing. It'll make it a lot easier now. Come time to pay somebody out, just be able to give them the money. Ain't gonna have to go look for money. So thank y'all. But let's get into it. Let's go over this draft so I can get this video to y'all. Alright. So first round, let's see if there's any weird ones here. I didn't really get to pay attention too much, but not really anything crazy. Najee Harris, great pick right there by Jim. Best receiver in the league. DK, it's a good pick. I don't know. Well, maybe a little early, but it's just hard to take him over a guy like that. Joe Mixon fell pretty hard, all the way down to what's that, 22 pick. Almost took him at 21. I went with the tight end. Didn't know if I'd be able to get the tight end on the round 3 on the comeback. Still some good running backs here in round 3. Edwards, Hilaire, Montgomery going. Josh Jacobs, which, I mean, there might be a share there where they got Kenyon coming in, but still. We see the quarterbacks coming in early here at round 3. Pat Mahomes, Josh Allen. Pretty much, the 1 and the 2 quarterbacks in the league. McLaurin, Kyler Murray. I feel like that was a little early there. And then back to Gus Edwards, who we now know not a great pick, but I mean, what can you do? Guy catches a knee injury right before the first game. It's just tough luck by Jared. Lamar Jackson going in the 4th round here. Nothing really else I see. The rookie tight end, round 5. I think this kid has a big year. He might be just like a Waller, Kittle, He's got the talent. Nothing crazy here. I know nobody's very high on OBJ. I'm really not either, but if I'm going to get him at the 60th pick or whatever, I'm going to have to take him. Then Ayuk, right there. It's a good pick. Getting the rookie in the 12th spot there for Wade. See what he does this year. When you see Wade's team, you'll see this man went. I mean, like, I took guys like OBJ and stuff that have been down, that I'm hoping to come back. This man Wade took a all unproven team almost. He's got rookies on top of rookies, but they're supposed to be the rookies that are going to be something. So I mean, we'll see how that works out for him. I'm interested to watch Wade's team this year. I think he'll have a fun team to watch if they do go off, especially being as young as they are. Then you see, as we're talking about it, took Devontae Smith in the next round. Don't know about this one here. These trio picks, but there ain't many tight ends out there. Take what you can get. Maybe even, tight end's one of the positions you might even have to stream week to week, just based on matchups. it's just hard for me to look at these three guys and put them up there with, you got Russ, Corey Davis, Marvin Jones Jr., Mike Williams played well. You got Tom Brady. James Conner's more of a backup, but Kenyon Drake more of a backup. I mean, look at this man. Look at AB right here. Fell down to the 80th pick. He had like 30 last night. But it's hard to bet on those guys that used to be something and haven't been anything in a couple years. But Antonio never really lost it. He got in trouble. And then there ain't, we're getting into these picks that don't matter too much, but this is where your depth is built. See, I took my quarterback. Hunter took his quarterback round 9. Looks like Baker took one round 10. That's where you can really start getting these guys. I think a lot of y'all could have waited and still got your quarterbacks down in this area. See, I took Devin Singletary right here, but I'm pretty sure, I done dropped him. I think I dropped him and picked up Le'Veon. I just feel like there's more upside there with Le'Veon. Buffalo don't really run the ball a whole hell of a lot. The man of the hour, Tony! This man, it's Tony time in Dallas, let's be honest. I'm sorry, Rick, but this is the man. I know Baker said he's on the trading block, so he offered me, I almost took it. He offered me Tony Pollard for Saquon and Waller, and then he said he was going to throw in Corey Davis. He almost had me, but I'm gonna let it ride week 1, see what my guys can do. I might end up having to take that pick or that trade, but not too much more on this. Really, we can start getting into the matchups. Okay. First matchup that we're going to go over, the rematch from the championship game last year. Me against Rick. Ain't too much more I can say here. You got me coming in with the overall 26-26. All seasons combined. You got Rick coming in 14-25. Kind of rough. He missed the year. Don't know if he'd have made up the difference there, But, I drafted 3rd. Shout out Earnhardt. Rick drafted 7th. Obviously, Rick has no championships. You can see up there on the screen, I got the trophy next to my name. It means I'm a former champion. The reigning champion, undisputed, 2020. But let's get into the matchup here. So, obviously, I'm doing this after Thursday's game. I'm gonna have this done before Thursday's game, so I won't have anything to look at player-wise. Guys that's already gone. Obviously, like Zach up here with -3. It can definitely sway your predictions a lot after you see a Thursday game. I mean, hell, Nick played half the Dallas Cowboys last night. I think 4 guys on his starting team was Cowboys or something. So, anyways, got me with the win probability at 55 right now. I'd like to disagree. I think it's more of 95. But we'll go head-to-head quarterbacks and everything. We'll check it out. So he's got Herbert going against Stafford. I'm a big fan of Herbert. I think he has a big year. I got him in my other league. I wanted him in this league. Rick took him right before me. But I'm high on Matt Stafford this year too. I think he balls down in LA. I think he has a great year. And I think he was really underrated coming into the draft. Zeke against Saquon, I think this speaks for itself right here. I mean, Zeke, fumble machine last year. I know Rick says going against a great defense, yada, yada, yada. We got to see more from him. I mean, we can't just, ride the Zeke Elliott of 3 years ago or whatever. I mean, I guess he's got 2 rushing titles. But and then, Saquon with the Q by his name. Didn't really play last year. I took a gamble. third pick, I could have had Derrick Henry. I could have had a bunch of guys. Could have had Alvin Kamara. That's probably who I was going to go, but my gut just told me Saquon. So I went Saquon. We got Kareem Hunt, who's technically a backup, but he's a backup that gets about 20 points every week. So gets more production than some starters. Going against David Montgomery, who really came along at the end of the year last year. I'm going to give myself the edge in that one just because Montgomery's the bell cow as compared to just being the third down guy or the backup, however you want to call Kareem Hunt. Galladay going against Ridley. I'll give the edge to him right here, but barely. Galladay in a new spot, better system. I feel like anybody that gets out of Detroit has got a ball, especially if they're still talented. You gotta be thankful to be out of there. Hopefully, Galladay goes back to the old Galladay, stays healthy, stops getting injured. We got McLaurin going against OBJ. I'll give him the edge again, but we all know OBJ has that potential. He does have that potential. I think he did. I think he had a game last year where he got about 60, didn't he? Throwing, running, catching touchdowns. But, he could say the same thing to me about OBJ as I said about Ezekiel Elliott. What's he done lately? And that's nothing. I've got the major advantage at tight end. I'm going to give myself the advantage at flex. I know nobody's really high on Chase Edmonds, but he won the spot. They got rid of Kenyon. These two guys used to be on the same team last year. I traded for this one. He was on the 2020 championship last year. I hate to do it to him like this, but Chase Edmonds is the guy now. So I'm going to give myself the advantage there. No one really cares about defenses, let's be honest. Two decent defenses. He's going against KC. I'm going against Seattle, so two good offenses. We probably both get negative points this week on our defenses. And then he's got Bass kicking. I don't know how you say his name. Vizcaino, whatever. I just think the Chargers put up a lot of points this year. That's why I took him. But both offenses of those teams are going against really good defenses. Pittsburgh's defense is really good. Washington's defense is really good. So maybe not a whole lot of points from our kickers, or maybe we could have a lot of points from our kickers getting stopped in the red zone and stuff, and just having to kick a lot of field goals. So we'll see how that goes. Let's look at the bench because I'm going to look at a lot of depth when it comes to power ranking, and I think I definitely have the advantage over Rick here, but after last night with Gronk going off, I guess I was a year early on Gronk last year, but he looked really good. He looked really good last night. Marquise Brown, you never know. I took him last year, didn't do nothing, but he could be a stud. Debo could be a stud. Is he the starter? I think Javante's the starter out there, yeah. So he's got the starting running back for Denver, but I don't know what the whole Melvin Gordon situation is. We're not all against playing him in this situation. So he's supposed to work in tandem. So I guess we'll see how that plays out. Could be a really good bench running back there for Rick. I mean, the cat was 92% rostered. That usually means you've got a starter on your hands. So Rick's got a good team. He's just, I don't know, just not a great team yet. Anyways, let's get to our second matchup. Second matchup is going to be the brotherly matchup. I think we got two brother matchups this week. Didn't plan it like that. That's all ESPN. But anyways, we got Nick, the rookie, going against the older brother Jared here. Really, it's little Jared against big Jared. These two are just alike. They might run their teams just the same. Who knows? Into the dirt, probably. But anyways, we'll look at it. Rookie season for Nick. He has no overall record coming in. His draft position, he drafted in the 8-hole this year. He's the self-proclaimed most athletic, and also I didn't add this, but he's the self-proclaimed tallest schemes. So we'll come over to the big bro here, Jared. Overall record 21-31 up to this date. You know, negative 10 games. Kind of need to step it up a little bit. He'll say he's had injury problems. I'll say tough luck. Anyways, he drafted 12th this year, which normally you wouldn't like. I mean, I would like, but you know, normally people say last draft pick's not good, but turned out it could have been a really good spot to be in this year the way the draft went. I think Jared may have pissed it away a little bit. He was working, so I can't be too hard on him. Yeah, shout out Jared for drafting at work so we all could get it done. But I think he'll be fine. He'll be fine once he gets his team settled out. Everybody's got to trade. That's the thing. I want to see a lot more trading this year. I think if you know, 3 or 4 guys make some trades with 3 or 4 other guys, that could really help out 8 teams in that. You know, 6 to 8 teams that could surpass the teams who ain't trading. So I'd like to see more trades, a little bit more activity this year in the league. That'd be nice. But let's get into the matchup. All right, so we got Show Me Your TDs. Jim, we're going to talk to him about this. This is this is a G-rated league, but anyway, Show Me Your Titties. I can't even say. And then Certified Lover Boy, the Drake fan himself, Jared Skeens. Right now, it doesn't look good. It does not look good for Jared. Nick played the whole Dallas Cowboys team, and they went off. I wouldn't suggest doing that every week. You know, it's not every week you're going to have Dak throwing. I think he threw 60 times last night for 400 yards. You know, he had a pick. But if he doesn't throw 60 times and you're starting 2 Dallas receivers, one of them guys or both of them guys ain't going to get all the touches. Now, if he throws 60 times, you know, you could have 2 guys that get 10-plus catches, easy. But I wouldn't suggest doing that every week going forward. But look at him. Got 34.5 out of Dak. Dak had a great game coming back. Looked good. Amari looked really good. 13 catches for 139, 2 touchdowns. I mean, against Tampa Bay's defense, that's really good. I know there was some injuries on Tampa last night. They didn't look as great as they looked at the end of the year, definitely in the playoffs, but still great numbers out of Amari. I mean, if you think about it, when Dak was playing for Dallas last year, the offense never really struggled. I mean, the defense struggled hard when he was there, but they were still putting up like 40, 50 points. Gallup, who was questionable, I don't remember if he got hurt. I was working on this a little bit last night too while I was watching it, but 7 points, like I said. You playing all these guys, it's hard for all of them to have big games. But when you're getting 100 between 4 guys, you can't complain either. And then he had Ronald Jones on the bench, a fumble and 14 yards. But let's look at it. Kyler Murray. He has all the potential in the world to put up 34. So Jared could get that back real easy. Interested to see how Najee Harris does. Going against the Bills, I will say last year one of the frustrating things about watching the Bills was our run defense last year. So you might get some numbers out of Najee. I don't know. You might be, Pittsburgh might be playing from behind 50, so they might have to throw the ball. We'll see. But I'd like to see. I think Najee has a good year this year. I like Najee. He looks great. Just the eye test looks really good. Sonny Michel. I'm not sure if he's a starter. Well, he's with the Rams now, isn't he? Is he their number? I guess he's their number 1. Or is it Henderson? Who is their number 1? The role is yet to be determined. But he's expected to play a part in the Rams' passing game as well. So, yeah, I don't see him as a starter on my team, but you do you, bro. I think that's probably the replacement for Gus Edwards if I'm a betting man. So nothing Jared can really do about it. except he could have drafted 3 running backs, which I think's the best draft strategy, is to draft where you're going to have a running back in the flex. Those guys just get hurt so often, but they're also in a PPC, PPR. They're great guys to have 3 of, because you know they're going to get touches. You know they're going to get them PPCs. But anyways, we'll go to it. James Robinson, who's definitely going to be the bell cow. Nick's got a good team. I mean, he really does. I just hope his lack of experience doesn't hurt him. The best tight end against another good tight end, but I think Mark Andrews really, I think he struggled a little bit last year, if I'm thinking correctly. DJ Moore, he's the number 1 in Carolina, I'm pretty sure. So Tyreek. Jared has a good team. He's just one of those that I said, now, especially with Gus hurt, he definitely needs to make some trades. Like that Cole Beasley on the bench. He could be a guy that definitely gets a lot of touches. Ty Johnson. So he's got some guys that could potentially be something. But right now, let's be honest, Jared's team's struggling. It's hard when you catch an injury to, what was he, your second, third round pick before you even get a game out of him. That's pretty tough. But I'm going to take Nick to win this one. Definitely pretty handedly now with this head start he's got. And I guess take bragging rights in the brother rivalry, this new brother rivalry. All right, let's get into our next brother matchup. Okay, so we got Adam versus Zach. Both former champions. Both out of the same nutsack. Excuse my French. But our second group of brothers here. Overall record shows the advantage in Zach's favor, which I was surprised going in. I really didn't think Zach had this great of a record. I mean, it's not great. Obviously, it's negative. But compared to other guys, it's not a bad record at all. So Zach's coming in at 25 and 27. Adam's coming in at 23 and 29. Adam drafted 6th. Zach drafted 4th this year. Adam was the 2019 champion. Zach was a 2017 champion. So pretty good matchup on paper here. Let's get into it and see what their teams look like head to head. All right. So we got Crab Legs. Shout out to Adam. I think he's had the same team name since we've pretty much done this. But we got Crab Legs against, and maybe Iron Chest too has been, it's been around a while too. That might have been the team name he won with back in 2017. So I guess the elder brothers, they don't really change names very often. They pick one, they stick with it. But we got Adam with a 3-point advantage right now, and he hasn't even scored a point because Zach's defense, -3, and you can't blame him for taking Tampa Bay's defense, especially after the playoffs and after last year. I mean, they look dominant. But -3. 2 great quarterback matchups here. You got the best quarterback in the league, Josh Allen, going against, I think Aaron Rodgers. He won the MVP last year, didn't he? So he's probably, sitting about second or third best quarterback in the league right now. Really good quarterback matchup. I'm going to give the advantage to Josh. This is his league now. Not much anybody can do about it. You got that Pat Mahomes guy. He's not too, he's not too far behind, but he just lacks some of the things you can't teach. That's what Josh Allen has, and that's what Pat Mahomes lacks. It's going to be fun to watch this year. Obviously, probably get about 50 rushing touchdowns, 60 passing touchdowns. Slight work. Going to the running backs, you got Alvin Kamara going against Miles Sanders. Miles Sanders didn't have a great year last year compared to what we thought he was going to have. I think he got drafted in the first, 6 to 8 spots, maybe. Really disappointed. He was on Jared's team last year. Alvin Kamara, balls, always balls. A little bit of a new system, not new system as much as just a new quarterback and stuff, but I think he'll be fine. As long as James can hit the check down, he'll be fine. So give the advantage here. 2 advantages for Team Iron Chest, even with the negative 3 points. Miles Gaskin's going against DeAndre. I really like DeAndre Swift. I tried to get him this year. I waited a little bit too long. Couldn't get my hands on him. But kid's a worker, you know. He stays. He's a gym rat. I like him. I think this is going to be a year that he breaks out a little bit. A.J. Brown against the now. This is where Adam kind of flips the script, because you'll see he went heavy on his receivers here. But you got Devontae Adams and DeAndre Hopkins, who is probably like, you know, 2nd and 3rd best receivers in the league, right behind Stephon Diggs. I mean, that guy's almost untouchable. So, you know, where him being in his own category, these are like the 1 and 2 guys here. But you're obviously going to give Adam the advantage in the wide receiver game here. Care less about either of these 2 tight ends. I'm going to give the advantage to Noah Fant, just because we can't roll with the Hokies. You feel me? Tyson Williams, Cortland Sutton. I'll be honest with you, I've never heard of Tyson Williams. I know he's probably like the backup, or he might be I don't know, he might be the guy that's going to be getting the main touches until we can get Le'Veon flowing with the offense here. Yeah, so he's going to be the guy. Williams is now top option. So great to have. I don't know if he picked him up. I don't know if he drafted him. I'm sure he just picked him up. But great pickup here. I'm going to be honest with you, I hope Le'Veon's going to be taking over there, because that's what I picked up. I'm always going, unless it's a really good receiver, I'm going to go with the running back, especially in that running offense, to have the advantage here. 49ers defense, obviously, I'm going to give the advantage, especially going against Detroit. You got the Giants kicker against Denver, and the Rams kicker against Chicago. Ooh. Oh. I mean, they're just kickers. Who really cares? I like the Giants this year. I like the Rams this year. We'll call it an even scratch, and I'm going to give the advantage to Adam. I think Adam wins this brother matchup. Both younger brothers taking the dub this week is what I'm saying. But I can always be wrong. Let's get on to our next one. All right. Next one, we got Baker against Tibbs. This is our last former champion, Baker here. And not a rookie, but now Tibbs did leave us for a year. He kind of said, you know, screw y'all, I'm done with it. Don't know why. I've heard he didn't like my management. It's whatever. I let him back in. No love lost. You know, it is what it is. But he's back, building ships and stuff. Overall record 22-17. Like I said, missed a year. Baker with his overall record. Now, y'all talk a lot of trash about Baker. He does have the 2nd best overall record in our league. Don't know how, but he does. 31-21. He drafted 10th this year. Tibbs drafted 5th, and like I said, Baker is the 2018 champion. So he does have a ship under his belt. And let's get into the matchup. There ain't too much more you can say. High quality photos here. Gotta love the smile. Got a little smirk, and we all know my man's got them tough raps on. You feel me? Sponsored. Got a little gym swag. See you, babe. Anyways, let's get into it. Alright, here we go. So we got Baker against Tibbs, Raider Nation. Your wife is in mediums. Gotta like the name there. See you, Tibbs. We got a projected 135 on this side, 132 for Baker. Tannehill going against Lamar. Got to give Lamar the advantage, obviously. Which, I mean, Tannehill was taken in the 10th round, so you can't say much to Baker about that. You got Aaron Jones going against Derrick Henry. I think we all know who gets the advantage here. Even though it is kind of close, I'm going to go to Derrick Henry advantage. Josh Jacobs going against Antonio Gibson. This one's tough. I've been looking at this one. I don't know who you really give the advantage to here. We're going to say he's getting 20. But he is going against a bum defense. And then they got Kenyon. I don't know. I'm still going to go. I'm going to go Josh Jacobs. I just like that. I think that offense is better than Washington's offense. I don't know. I mean, they got Fitzpatrick there now, don't they? So they might be. I don't know. That's tough. I'm still going to give Josh Jacobs the nod. Keenan Allen against Justin Jefferson. I'm a big Keenan Allen fan, so I'm going to go this way. But I think this boy keeps coming along. You know, he's going to be making his name known. Corey Davis against Cooper Kupp. That's tough, but I'm going to give Cooper Kupp the advantage here. Obviously, better offense, better defense, more opportunities in my mind. You got a quarterback that's new to LA, but he's been in the NFL a good while now, and he's always done well. You know, he's proven. So I'm going to give the advantage here. Robert Tonyan against George Kittle. Obviously, George Kittle, you know, one of the top 3 tight ends in the league. He gets that advantage. Here's where it gets a little weird, because in Baker's mind this year, Damian Harris is, how do we say it? He's the second coming of AP, you know. This man is trying to trade Damian Harris for, like, I don't know, like Alvin Kamara money. Is what I mean. He's really fell and bumped his head, in my opinion. So really, anytime I have to compare a player to Damian Harris in these matchups, don't matter who it is. You know, it could be Skeeter, and I'm still going Skeeter over Damian Harris, whatever. So we're going to give Robbie Anderson the advantage. Rams defense against Ravens defense. Going against Vegas, going against Chicago. Don't like Chicago's offense until, shoot, I just don't like Chicago. Bunch of bums out there. So we're going to say the Rams defense locks it up against Chicago. Give the advantage here to Bake. Kickers, obviously, I think the Cleveland defense is better than New England defense, but KC's going to get into on that side of the field where they're going to be kicking field goals or scoring touchdowns and getting extra points. So I give Harrison Bucker the advantage. Fournette on the bench. Both guys have pretty good depth here. Like I said, it looks like he picked up Singletary after I dropped him, which is all right. I don't think Singletary really has too many big games this year, if any, just because of how Buffalo does their offense. Jerry Jeudy, he was starting for Baker up until, I guess, last night. James Conner, backup running back. Ruggs, I know he's high on just because he's a Vegas fan. Pittman, he's high on for some reason. Tony, he's going to be the second coming of Jesus Christ for Dallas. Trey Lance could be a good little bench quarterback here. And I'll be honest with you, I don't even know who this is, so I ain't going to talk about him. We're going to go Tibbs. I'm going Tibbs this week. Starting off his, I guess it's been about 2 years or so since Tibbs got a fantasy win, so we're going to say Tibbs gets his first win in a couple years here, knocking off Baker. And then next matchup's going to be Wade and Jim. So anyways, here we got the Wade and Jim matchup. Wade's coming in. Now, Wade, I think, had played. Yeah, Wade's played every year. Now, here's the thing about Wade's record. He's 2019. Drafted first. You know, he had the first pick of the draft this year. Wade would have a lot better record. He had 1 year where he went off the rails a little bit, like dropped his team and stuff. But his team was like, I don't know, it was almost undefeated that year. And it was getting later in the year. He was a favorite to win the whole thing. Ended up having to, split ways for the rest of the season. Got him back in it the next year. But That could have been the year that Wade won the championship. Obviously, it wasn't 2020 because I was pretty dominant that year. But that might have been the Baker year. You know, if Wade stays in it, we might not have to deal with Baker winning the championship. Anyways, 20 and 19, still got a positive record. Jim over here has a really good record. I think he might have the third best record in the league overall. He drafted 11th this year, right before Jared. But 23 and 20 or 29 and 23 record. Jim's always tough to go against. Always has a good team. Always makes good moves. Always stays on the waiver. Just a good owner. Does what he needs to do. But let's get to the matchup. Okay, so we got Cheetah to the house and Take Care. Well, yeah, obviously. All right, so Jim's projected 132.8, 133. We'll say Wade's projected 146.3, especially after CD went off, which I think CD has a great year this year. I think, you know, between him and Amari, that's going to be that 1-2 combo that's going to be hard to beat. You know, by any other 1-2 combo. Obviously, you'll be able to beat Dallas, but them two are going to put up big numbers this year, as long as Dak stays healthy. Tom Brady, obviously Jim's favorite quarterback. Not a big fan myself, but Tom Brady, great game last night. 380 yards, 4 passes, 2 interceptions. I know one came off of Fournette's hands. Was another one like a Hail Mary? I don't know. But definitely one pick wasn't Tom Brady's fault. On the other side, you got Pat Mahomes, second best quarterback in the league. So I'm going to have to give Pat the advantage. He's going against a really good defense. So I don't know if he gets up there to 33, but I mean he can, obviously. He can get up there in the 40s and 50s if he wanted to, even against Cleveland. Eckler going against McCaffrey. Going to have to give the advantage over here to McCaffrey. He's the #1 pick. He's the best player in the draft. As long as he doesn't get hurt, he's going to be awesome to have on your team. Mike Davis, the replacement for McCaffrey last year, has moved down to Atlanta. And shoot, he still balled for, you know, he came in for McCaffrey last year and he did pretty good. So I don't know who else they got running the ball. I don't really know. Share the workload with some youngsters or whatever. If they ain't no good, they're just going to have to keep giving it to Mike Davis. Anyway, so Mike Davis is a good little running back too here to have. Mostert, that offense definitely runs the ball a lot. So call that a split right there. You got the best receiver in the league going against CD. We're probably looking at, and Pittsburgh's got a good defense. Still want to see about 40 out of Stephon. That should be about his average, you know, weekly average, about 40 points here. So I mean that's gonna be good for Jim. Mike Evans, bum, probably like third or fourth best receiver on that team. Kyle Pitts, definitely gonna give him the tight end advantage. I think he has a good year. DJ Chark, he's not bad. He's not bad. See what they got him projected. Yeah, I mean, he's not bad. That's all I can say. Bills defense, I don't know if I'd have done that. Yeah. They scared me a little bit last year. They did come along at the end of the season. You know, second half of the season they started playing really good pass coverage. Just gotta stop the run. The Patriots defense going against Miami. Jim, I'll tell you right now, you better not be running the Patriots defense when Buffalo comes into town. Remember what we did last year? It'd be like negative 30 points. But Seattle's kicker going against Atlanta's kicker. I'm going to give the advantage to young Koo here. Got to go with the name. Like it. Overall, now here's what I was talking about with Wade's team. Look at this. You got Jamar Chase. I mean, you could even say Tua's a young guy. Was that Terrence Marshall Jr.? Yeah. So that's another rookie receiver here. You got the rookie Jamar Chase. You got the rookie Kyle Pitts. You got the rookie Devontae Smith. See if there's no else I'm leaving out. But I mean, he's got a really young team full of guys that might be studs. We haven't seen them yet. We got to see them. This is tough. I'm gonna give the win to Wade this week. Yeah, I think Wade holds on. Yeah, it's gonna be close. I think it's gonna be a real close game, unless one of these guys just have somebody go completely off 60, 70, or 50. I think this is a close game, but I'm gonna give Wade the win. Let's get to our final matchup. Okay, final matchup of this week. We got Jason, owner and creator of Farley Custom Kicks. You should go check him out. And you got Hunter here. Couldn't really find a good picture of Hunter, so this is what we got stuck with. Overall record for Jason throughout the years is 24 and 28. You got Hunter coming in with the best overall record at 32 and 20. But as you can see, there's no trophies beside either of these names. Hunter can never finish in the playoffs. I don't even know, what is his playoff record? I might have it on hand here. Probably not bad, but he ain't no champion. Let's see what we got. So yeah, Hunter is 4-4 in the playoffs, so not bad, but obviously 4 losses and 4 wins. He's getting by round 1, and once he gets some competition in round 2, he's not able to finish. But he drafted 2nd overall this year. Jason drafted 9th, and let's get into the matchup. Got King Leg going against DJ Revenge Tour. I don't know. I know Jason changed his name, but I feel like this has been Hunter's name for a decent bit now. What are we doing here? Here we go. Alright. King Leg going against DJ Revenge Tour. Projected 132.3 and 132.4. Supposed to be a super tight matchup. Let's look at the quarterbacks. You got Russell Wilson going against Jalen Hurts. 2 similar style running backs. I'm still going to give the advantage to Russ here. He's proven. I mean, he was in the MVP candidate choice or talks last year, whatever. Especially for the first half of the year, kind of tapered off. Nick Chubb going against Dalvin Cook. This really, this hurts me. This is 2 running backs that was on my championship team last year. It's hard to pick between the 2. But I got to go with my boy Dalvin, obviously. Got the advantage, but Chubb not too far behind. He's a stud. I mean, he really is. Joe Mixon going against Chris Carson. Joe fell pretty hard. Where did Carson get picked? Drafted 33rd. Yeah. I'm still going to go with Mixon here. You really ain't seen the Seattle running backs go off in a good while. DK Metcalf going against Julio. You might call me crazy, but I think DK's going to have more points. You really might not call me crazy. He may have more points than Julio last year, but I think DK really solidifies himself as the true number 1 out there and goes off this year. So I'm going to give him the advantage here. Thielen going against Lockett. Now, with that being said about DK, Lockett's still going to get his touches. He's still going to get his deep balls. He's still going to get his touches. But I'm still going to go Thielen here. They're both kind of in the same situation. They both had young guys kind of surpass them. Thielen's got Jefferson kind of ahead of him now. Lockett's got DK kind of ahead of him. Thielen's more of a touchdown guy. I'll give it to Lockett. I'll give Lockett the advantage here. That's tough, though. It's like really splitting hairs. Goddard against Evan Ingram. We say it every year. Evan Ingram's do. I mean, he's got all the potential in the world, but he never does anything. Jared usually drafts him every year, but maybe him being on a new team, he'll actually do something this year. I don't know. We'll call it a wash at tight end. Henderson going against Edwards-Helaire. If you ask Baker, Edwards-Helaire really ain't good. Baker's got about 12 players on his team that are better. I'm going to give him the advantage here against Henderson. Not too much more to say. Vikings defense, Broncos defense, Cincinnati Bengals, Giants. No wonder it's going to be a close matchup. I mean, I feel like they're pretty much the same through these. Jacksonville. I'm going to give that Lambeau the kick or the advantage here in kicking. Obviously, Hunter's glad Chris Godwin didn't get the start for Jason. And I see why Jason probably did. Jason, he's a Vikings fan, so I kind of understand it. But I think if I was you, Jason, from here on out, I might put this one in this one. Jason's got a really good team, though. He's got the luxury that he can make moves like this. I mean, look at his depth. These two teams right here are really good teams. They both have excellent depth, great starters. I mean, these are two of the best teams in the league. And I guess we'll find out how good they are because power rankings are right around the corner. I don't guess there's too much more I need to get into on the league here. Who has a better season this year between our two bottom dwellers? Looks like 8 votes. So we had 9 out of 12 owners voted on this. 8 voted for Jared, 1 voted for Rick. That's tough, Rick. You just gotta show them what's up. Might be dropping a new poll here, so just be looking for it. It'll be a same thing, league manager's poll. I ain't decided what I'm going to do the poll on, but I'll have a poll over here probably sometime this weekend. But let's get into what all y'all been waiting on. We'll go into power rankings. Okay. Now, when you're looking at this, don't just think this is only based on draft, only based on who's on your team. It's also based on owners and how I know some of you guys are and yada, yada, yada. So, yeah, there might be some of y'all that might think that on paper your team's better than the other. But I know how, we're just basing it on activity. Do you trade? Are you just going to hold on to your team? Do you set your lineups? Are you forgetful? This is power rankings for everything. So, anyways, coming in first, we got Hunter. Like I said, we just went over Hunter and Jason's team. I might be a little bit biased, but I put myself at 3. Really, you could probably put me in this 5 to 7 range here. But I'm going to put myself at 3. I am the undisputed, the defending champion. Y'all can see it. I make moves. I make things happen. There's a reason there's a championship by my name. We got Jim at 4th. We got Adam at 5th. Wade at 6th. And Wade's team could skyrocket too, but he's got a lot of unproven on there. So we put him at 6. Baker at 7. I know Baker was talking. What did he tell me exactly? Baker said there wasn't but 3 teams in his mind that could even compete with him on a week-to-week basis that could even come close to scoring what his team's going to score each week. He said he only thought there would be 3 teams. I think one was Hunter. I think one was Jim. And I don't know who else he had, really, but maybe Jason. He may have had Jason. But let me see. We'll call a spade here. Yeah, so he said Hunter, Jason, and Jim was the only 3 that could even compete with him. So he better hope he wins this week to back up that talk. But I put him at 7th. I see him as like a middle ground team. He thinks his players are a lot better than what they are. I think his assessment of talent's a little off, but I could be wrong. You know, he can make me. He's also a former champ. I can't take that away from him. You got Tibbs coming off the offseason then at number 8. Tibbs got a really good team. He's working a little depth. You got Nick the rookie at number 9. he might be the highest scorer this week. Who knows? But you're not going to get by each week playing for Cowboys. I'll tell you that right now. You're going to have to do something about your lineup. You might have to trade a Cowboy or two. You know, get them off somebody else's team and get somebody just as good, or if not better, back. You know, find people that are desperate, Nick. There's gonna be desperate people coming up. Rick at 10. He'll tell you he's just having. I just don't like Rick's depth, to be honest with you. Rick's depth's a little off. Jared coming at 11th. Like I said, the injury really kills Jared. It's hard to see yourself in the top of power rankings when your second or third round pick is out for the season already. So that's why Jared finds himself here. Zach, it's not that I hate Zach's team, I hate Zach's bench. So let's see here if I can pull it up. So Zach as a team, you know, he's got the Kamara, he's got Josh Allen, he's got A.J. Brown, Robert Woods, Logan Thomas tight end. Where I don't like his team is when you got, you know, your bench is A.J. Green, Rondale Moore, Cole Kmet, who's that, Tyrell Williams, the backup for Alexander Madison, the backup for Dalvin Cook. You don't even got Dalvin Cook, you know. You might want to get a backup for handcuff your running backs. Don't be handcuffing other people's running backs. They don't. I mean, that's just praying somebody else's running back gets hurt. If they don't, you just got a spot that's being taken up the whole year. But whatever people want to do. He's also got Jamal Williams, backup running back. I just see a lot of backups. You know, it could work out good. You know, Zach could get lucky and end up with 4 or 5 starting running backs if these guys get hurt. But right now, he's just got a bench full of backups. No room for injuries of his own. So I got Zach at 12 right now, but he could potentially, you know, he's got some studs on the squad. You know, this could be a 12, you know, a guy that's sitting 12 power ranking that scores 200 points 1 week. I just got him there because he just doesn't have any depth right now. But other than that, I think this video has been long enough. Just excited for football Sunday. I know everybody else is. I want to see the group chat going. You know, let's not try to, you know, text at like 1 a.m. You know, people got to get to work. Let's be respectful of everybody else. But I'd say most people have it on Do Not Disturb. But you know, during the day, let's get it going. Let's talk your trash. You know, make your trades. Let's just have a league where there's a lot of activity this year. Yeah, the more activity, the better. The more fun we'll have, the more engaged people will be. But until next week, I'll see y'all.